Hi beautifuls, welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology and everything else I cover is above on the screen. Now, we don't like long intros, so my contacts are directly below, and how to book, what, where, why, how has been all left to the end. Those of you who have clicked the link, I do automate posts to keep you in the loop as when I'm coming live and where I'm going to be. So without further ado, let's get into the update and the real reason you're here. Enjoy. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. Love to hear your feedback. Aries, let's have a juicy look at your energy. Now, I have pulled most of the cards, and it is looking as though I feel somehow you guys are in the middle of something. It can feel like you are observing a situation. You're assessing. It's almost like you want peace. That's the way it's coming through. It's like, okay, how do I receive peace in this situation? There is a person in the past you're directly thinking of, and this whole situation is making you extremely confused. It's almost like you can't see the hay for the clouds. You're trying to get back into that balance, and it's almost like it's calling you. All the surrounding cards, and it's so interesting. I mean, if you could jump in my head right now as a psychic medium and have a look at the way these cards are panning out, which I will show them to you. You're coming through the gate as Spirit of Fire, which is very Mars in nature. And yes, at the moment, you know, Mars with its transit, it's almost like you're ready to take your power back. You're like, look, I want to burn bright like a diamond. I want my power back. But it's like you're muted for a minute, and you're muted in a sense that you're observing the circumstance and you're looking at it like it isn't too attractive. In your heart, you know you want peace. In your heart, you know that who you feel the biggest creative energy is with. But when it does come down to the court, it feels like there's some sense of suppression here. Now, that can be with the people, places, and things around you. It could be with the circumstances. But I feel it's funny because the Zen Guard and the Inner Sanctuary, this is how you're coming through. This is the only card that is speaking about you at the minute with all the other energies surrounding you. And it's something you're physically observing at the moment. And the way it's been shown to me is it's almost like you're quite perplexed. You're looking at things and you're going, wow, is that how people see me? Is that how people feel they can treat me? It's really bizarre how it's coming through. I do feel there's something that you have had happen that you didn't want to happen, okay? You didn't want it to go down this way. With love to the core, it's like you're wanting that vibration back. Some of you are deeply nostalgic of a person of the past. And that can be currently if you're in a relationship and you're looking at where it is right now and where you want it to be. You know, you're having this deja vu. It's all, I just keep hearing, and it was the first song that I was hearing. It's all coming back to me. So these flashbacks, these memories, it can feel haunting. It can feel like it's just up in your grill way too much. It's almost like you feel you've turned this wrong turn and you're trying to correct path. Everything else is looking perfect. It's like, okay, I'm working hard. I'm getting this and that done. But in the facet, there's some things you feel, it's like a soul walking. You're standing in the middle of the room and you're looking at the people around you and it's like you're having this flashback. And with this flash, it's like you know that your life is never going to be the same again. So something in the mix of this is really brewing this fire up to a point you're going to blow. Now, the blow can be, I'm pulling this down. This doesn't resonate with me. I need to address this. I need to speak to these individuals. And it's funny, I'm getting the heart chakra coming through, which you've got a lot of yellow here, which is healthy boundaries. I mean, I do feel, you know what your love interest needs. Both you and each other do know very well, you know what you're needing. You also both know you have power and you have a spiritual connection. But there have been some people in your lives that have really needed to be moved around. And that can be location. For some of you, this can be a move. But I feel this yearning for both parties here to have this communication. And it's almost like this exchange is going to be a very deep conversation about healing. But it's very authentic. You definitely have a lot of chemistry, but the most important energy that's coming through at the minute, and it's the strongest, it's almost like, knew it. I'll show you. Okay. Let's break it down so you understand. Person from the past. You're having a serendipity moment. You're like, okay, I want my power back. I have this connection. Pulling the pieces of the puzzle together. This person, this is the energy joint. This is how you're coming through. You're both thinking of each other. And it happens regularly. You think of each other, you speak to each other, you have this exchange. On this occasion, it's going to be extremely different. Now, it is because it has purpose. Now, the sacral chakra jumped out, and this can be a very spiritual connection. In a twin flame path, the sacral chakra is the joint energy. Now, very, very traditionally, funny that we have the fire coming through. Very traditionally, it can end up being quite intimate and, you know, the ins and outs can come through. On this occasion, I feel it's so firmly saying it. One party or the other in this situation is coming through the gate basically saying, I know we have the chemistry there. I know we have the chemistry there, and it's intoxicating, but it's like you need to make peace with the situation and you're honoring the spiritual connection over the intimate. And you know that this is the only way it's going to solve the situation with all that has happened in the past. So I feel this is how, you know, one individual in the situation is coming to it like, we need to talk. They're needing to get something off their chest, but they're also addressing the steps that would need to be taken in order for both parties to be together. And it's funny because I'm looking at the tree of life here, and I don't feel this pertains to your romantic interest. I feel, if anything, it's almost like your life together maybe in some shape or form was on hold. And it could have been due to a third party, whatever that, and third party can be a job, it could be a family member, it could be a love interest, a karmic. There's something here that was putting this connection on hold, and it was causing a lot of disharmony. Now, there was also a blockage relating to self-esteem or potentially even a financial situation. And I feel both of those situations now have transformed, but it's bang, bang. It's happening really quick. There was regret and there was closure that needed to be achieved. It was internal forgiveness. But I feel what they're trying to say is they can't forgive themselves for not following their heart and also owning their power, because they just can't stop thinking about you. So they know that they've been up in their head quite a bit. And they feel this has caused disharmony and they had to own their power in order to sort the situation. Now they keep making reference to, they're ignoring the sacral chakra because they know they need to end a cycle to start a new one. And it's, you know, getting back to basics. Getting back to basics, knowing that they need to bring the harmony into this situation and the healing, because the passion's always there, right? That's a given. But it's the healing of the connection that's required. And I do feel this is ever such a spiritual connection. Wow. Okay, we have the outcome. Now we have, the card is a 41, which in soul connections, you know, there's the 1-400, but it also breaks down to a 5. Now, 2021 is a 5, but I also feel with the crown chakra, it's near the full moon in Aquarius. I feel this is the time frame this is occurring. I do feel for the last month and a half, this joint connection has really undergone a great deal of transformation, and it might have felt like a psychological detoxification, so to speak. But really following your dreams, and, you know, maybe the distortion came through because you were feeling you couldn't see the hay for the clouds, but I feel through the Lionsgate portal, this has given a beautiful opportunity for both parties here to transform. I feel as though some shadow energy had to be seen. Some recovery had to be had. And when I say recovery, it's almost recuperation. It feels like, it's funny, it's coming through like a total eclipse of the heart. You know, we've got the sun and we've got the moon, the inner reflection, the purple coming through, the gold for the crown chakra. I feel it'll be through one person's words that, because there's a lot of wounds here. There are a lot of wounds of, the excess and the extremities, the confusion. Both parties here are in a lot of turmoil. Both parties here are in a lot of exhaustion. Absolute exhaustion. Even purification of fire, it's almost like Aries, I feel you have the power. But I also feel this love interest. Both of you between you are a power couple. Both of you between you can heal this. And it's... it's almost like even if you wanted to forget this individual, you physically can't. It's deeply saddening. I feel that there's one individual in this situation that's scared that their dream will be taken. And even having that epiphany of how deep this connection is, it's almost as though they are feeling like they just don't want to live without this. So I feel the shared disappointment. One party in this situation has had internal disappointment in self. Okay. That's really strange. That was a random... My guides give me random statements. It feels like this person's had an out-of-body experience. It's almost like they haven't been sleeping. I feel their guides have been working with them. Their guides have been healing them to ascend. But there's something that they were holding on their back that was, it was very, very difficult. Now, sometimes we can have these experiences, and it's funny because this is the first occasion I've actually had this as an out-of-body experience energy. So the out-of-body experience, we do have both Neptune retrograde and Jupiter retrograde, and at a point we did have both in the house of Pisces, which, due to the fact I'm a psychic medium, I can generally, around the astrology, especially because I do see the past over, you can tend to get it more so during Neptune retrograde. You tend to have more psychic attacks, and you can have out-of-body experiences and astro travel with Neptune. Also, if, things that you are taking or using, these can be illicits, you can have more of an awakening, and it can be sharp and abrupt. It's almost like somebody is purging a habit. Somebody is detoxing, and due to that, they've had an out-of-body experience. And it's almost like their guides are helping them heal and detoxify that of what was attached to them. It was like a host was attached. When we talk about a host attachment, it's the inner pain. We can accidentally sometimes manifest malefic in our life because we lower our auric field. I feel this person's coming into duality. They're coming into peace. And it's almost like their soul is not understanding anything but peace at the moment. So if they're acting... or become strange, in your mind, it's a different person. It's perfectly normal because I do feel they've directly transformed. Now, we are going to get into the extension. Feel free to join us if you wish to, or do stay tuned for the twin flame updates, the lives, and the extensions. I'll see you during the week. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings. If you do need to find the link for the Members Hub, it is directly below in the information box, or you can see above on the screen, it's on the main page. Now, we have 3 tier levels, as well as on Fridays, we are live on the main platform. By clicking the bell, I automate posts for both the members and the main page, plus any additional information I feel you need. The website is been updated, and we do have a lot more content on it, as well as new products coming in 2022. If you do want to join webinars, we have the list, as well as the launch of the Age of Aquarius with a VIP list. For all my other media content, follow me live on the links below. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We all have it covered, and we have more content coming. See you during the week.